Hello everyone, welcome to day 3 of our Reiki training. For this video, I'm going to be doing a quick session on my friend Bella, and I'll be talking to you guys throughout the video as well. In my hand I have rosemary incense. I prefer to use this instead of white sage, which is very important to the native peoples and is often over-harvested. Rosemary there's no ethical dilemmas with rosemary, and it's a great herb for not only clearing energy but also for protection, especially energetic protection. So I will usually smudge a little bit before a client comes, and then once they're on the table, doing just a quick smudge over. And if you feel like there's particular energy that moved or energy that needs to be cleared, you can burn rosemary at the end as well. Once again, just use your intuition for all of these things, like I've said before, and we'll get started. Also, another thing to note is that I wash all of my crystals in cold water after each client, so I'm trying not to reuse the crystals without at least cleansing them in water or smudge, for energetic purposes and also just for hygienic purposes. Just washing the crystals after you use them. Obviously not all of them need to be washed, like selenite, malachite, black tourmaline, all of those crystals don't need to be washed, actually shouldn't be washed in water, but all the other ones generally can. Okay, so before I start each session, I like to acknowledge and give thanks to our guides, our angels, our ancestors, who are always there with us, always available to us, and we're inviting them to work through our energies. We give thanks to Ushumi Kao, founder of Reiki, and all the teachers that have come before us, and also giving thanks to Reiki, Universal Life Force Energy, always around us, always available to us whenever we are in need. I also have a sound bowl as well, so this is when I like to just do 3 little taps. This first part is kind of a bioscan, but also opening up our aura, so we're just feeling the energy around and perhaps feeling where we may intuitively want to focus more time. The other important thing too is to be breathing throughout as well. I become made aware of my breath, and with each breath we're really allowing energy to move. This is black tourmaline. I recommend using it. Can you open your feet just a little bit? Placing between the feet at the end of the bed. I like to place this here and also acknowledge our root that is connected to the earth, and letting us all know that this is a place where we can release any energy that's no longer serving us. Anything that we need to let go of, we can allow it to flow here, where Mother Earth opens her arms wide to accept all of this energy to be turned into fresh soil. Also acts like an anchor point as well. Okay, before I begin as well, I like to take selenite. There's a small piece in the crystal kits that you guys will be getting, and this is obviously a large piece. You don't need a large piece. You can use a small piece, whatever works. But I like to just do another opening. Sometimes I'll do the bioscan and this at the same time. The selenite's an energy clear, and it never needs to be cleansed. You can actually cleanse crystals on it. And it kind of, I see it as like a broom where we're sweeping away any dust and debris that we don't need. And I like to use the bowl again just between each segment. I'm going to place amethyst pieces, which are purple at the crown. And here I don't like to stand directly behind because I feel the energy moving this way and I don't want to stand in front of it. Some people do that, so again, it's whatever intuitively you feel called to do. For me, I like to acknowledge that we're opening, so you can do an opening motion to opening the crown and gently feeling purple light here. And we are we're opening this crown, we're opening our connection to our higher self, our angels, our guides. And I like to give the sitter any messages that are coming to me at the time. And often here at the crown is just a very resounding message of we are here, we are watching, we are helping you, we are guiding you, we are here whenever you need. And this is also our connection to the dream world. So we're being called to be made aware of our dreams, made aware of what's happening on a subconscious level, and that we don't have to understand all the information that's coming. We just have to perceive and be open and know that we're connected. For the third eye, placing lapis lazuli. I'm actually going to move the camera so we can see this better too.
Would you like to also use my camera?
Oh, it's okay.
I was gonna say for potentially too.
In the future maybe, but
Yeah.
I'm avoiding editing.
Understandable.
Okay, so here at the third eye, I've placed lapis lazuli, and I also have this really beautiful moonstone. I like to put something that anchors the crown activation as well, and this one's a nice, very royal energy. To amplify the energy as well, you can put quartz at the side. I forgot to mention before, I like to offer stones for the person to hold in their hands during the process, if you want. And that just helps them have something to hold on to and kind of keep grounded during the very out-of-body experience that sometimes comes. So here at the third eye, as we open as well, there's really no wrong way to place your hands, but I like to sometimes just have one hand and the other hand is assisting, but whatever feels right. You can also keep one hand at the crown, one hand at the eye. And here, this is indigo light. We're opening and expanding our awareness, our conscious awareness. And here our guides often give us information about the importance of our thoughts and how we need to allow our mind to flow and not become attached to any one particular idea, but that there's always a solution to every problem, and that solution comes from love and not from fear. And after being opened, I like to let the bell really, or the bowl, the sound really resonate so they can feel the crystals and the energy all connect on that same level. Next we have the throat center, and I have this piece of turquoise. So this color is a lighter shade of blue. It's still blue, but a different shade. Oh, sorry.
That's good.
Let them know that you're placing this down on them. So here at our throat center, so we're allowing it to be opened. This is our expression, our communication, how we speak outwardly and communicate with others, but also how we communicate with ourselves. And this is a very common message that comes through, is to be very conscious of the words we're using to describe ourselves, the words that we're using to talk to ourselves, and in this moment, inviting your patron to allow this time to really connect with their affirmative statements, such as, I am worthy of divine love, I am worthy of success, I am creative, I am abundant, I am thriving. These positive affirmations that we can use to relinquish those old truths that are no longer true for us. Sometimes I also feel too, if there's blockages, it's like we're wanting to move energy. The goal is for the energy to flow like electricity flows. And sometimes we kind of just have to also circular motion as well. We're inviting them to imagine a blue lotus flower that's slowly opening and receiving this blue light. And the goal is to maximize and allow as much light to come through as possible. And we can feel how all the upper centers are connected to one another. Next Next we have the heart center, and I have this green adventuring, placing gently at the heart. And then I have 2 quartz pieces as well. Quartz are a nice placeholder to extend any, when it's branching out, kind of letting that be a path for the energy to move in the direction it needs to. And here at our heart center, this is green energy. A lot of us have, this is the center of our celestial body, the center of our color grid, and a very vulnerable place, both physically and energetically. So there's definitely a lot of blockages a lot of us are working through. So I like to let my patron know that we are in a safe place and we're allowing ourselves to open this heart center and allow this green radiant light to radiate. And this is our connection to others, our connection to our family, our loved ones, our connection to our past and our future, and our connection to ourselves as well. So a lot of times messages of just knowing that you are connected come through here, and also about being gentle with ourselves, having unconditional love for ourselves, and then also imagining that love, this green light, going out to every cell in our body, because every cell of our body loves us, wants to see us thrive, and everything's working together in harmony. So we want to create a sense of peace here. Next we have the solar plexus. I usually use citrine here, which is sometimes more orange, but we're going for the yellow color. And here you can imagine, I like to imagine a sunflower that is opening and facing the sun, allowing the warm rays of the sunshine to fall upon its face. Here's a center of creativity, of joy, childhood, wonder, and amazement of everything that's new and exciting. So here we're allowing ourselves to be joyful in this moment, and to know that joyfulness is our birthright, and we should never feel guilty about enjoying ourselves, enjoying the little moments between all the chaos. Here too, a message of creative inspiration, and about how when we're creating artwork or an expression from joyfulness, we're not only creating joy for ourselves, but also for those who come into contact with our expression. So just being aware of the responsibility of that too. Not a heavy responsibility, but as an artist, we're playing a very important role. Also, before I had the singing bowl, I also use this bell, and I still use this silver bell as well, so don't feel like you have to use a sound bowl or any music at all. I like to have meditative music playing on my TV just as a background. But if you have, like I said, any tool, anything you want to add to your practice, that is totally up to you. Okay, next we have the sacral. I like to use carnelian here because you can often get it in this really beautiful orange color. And here once again we're imagining an orange flower slowly opening, receiving this very warm orange light. There's a lot of important organs here, but I think a message that often comes through is just about the nourishment that we feed ourselves, both energetically, spiritually, and physically. And feeling that nourishment going throughout our whole body. This is also our center of trust and growth. So often here, our guides will be mentioning just how proud they are of the growth we've experienced this past year, and just be open to receiving that growth and understanding that we're always expanding, we're always changing, and to be comfortable. Sometimes crystals move too, and that's okay. So here at our root, I'm going to be using Tiger's Eye. I'm also going to be adding this pyrite piece, just for some extra. Pyrite's great for manifestation in business. Tiger's Eye is about willpower, about strength, and it's a great root chakra stone. Again, I prefer not to use the word chakra, but center. But the root center. But here, this is the color red, so we're imagining this red light really grounding all of our other energies, really grounding us to earth. This is the place that we are now, and this red light is really important. The grounding meditations and exercises are very important, especially when you're practicing energy work, because you can get really stuck up in the higher realms, but if you're not grounded, you can get burnt out. So we are grounding, understanding that we are here on this earth now, and that earth loves us and wants us to thrive. And we know that our guides are protecting us, they're always there for us. And it's a place of foundation. And then once you've kind of opened the root, what I like to do is take this ball of red light and let the patron know, as we're expanding this ball of red light, we're going to carry it down our legs to our feet. And this ball of red light is going to act like a magnet, pulling out any impurities, anything that no longer serves us. And we're just going to carry it with us to our feet to be released into the ground. I'm going to repeat any affirmative statements you need at this time too, about we are being helped by our guides. We're always always here, helping us to release anything that no longer serves us. And then now that we're at our feet, I like to take my hand, one here and one underneath the feet, kind of directing that energy directly into the earth. And just reaffirming that this black tourmaline is helping us transmute any negative energy, we're releasing into positive. We're giving thanks to Mother Earth for absorbing this energy, turning it into new soil. And once again, just affirming our roots that are going deep into the earth, connected to the core of the earth. And we are connected, we are guided, we are re-energized. And letting everything release. At this moment too, I sometimes like to do just an energetic sweep of myself, just to let go of any attachments that I might have picked up during it. And also, it's a nice day outside, so I'll let the window open as well. So that is a good time to do it. And before I close a session, I like to give thanks and gratitude to our angels and our guides. And once again, I like to use the energies of Archangel Michael and Gabriel, whatever you feel compelled to work with, or you don't even need to use a name, but we just reaffirm our psychic shield or auric shield of white light that is always around us, always protecting us, and just reaffirming that we can always call upon this protective shield whenever we need. Let's just go all around the body, kind of almost like you're waxing a car, moving your hand around. You can go a little bit under as well. And just imagine that shield that we are just re-energizing and just affirming that we're protected. It's a great time to take a little bell as well. Go at each center. And then as we are closing, I like to just let them know as we're removing the crystals, we're slowly coming back into our body. We can wiggle our toes, wiggle our fingers, taking deep breaths, letting them ease into coming back into their, a lot of times people take a little bit of a journey out of their body, and so we're inviting all these energies to come together. Other important thing to note is to give your client a glass of water after they've had a session. Water is going to be really important to let them remove any toxins from their body, etc. And also be sure to wash your hands in cold water as well. Anyway, that concludes today's lesson. Thank you for watching, and tomorrow we will go over a little bit more in depth of just starting your own Reiki practice and things of that nature. And then Friday we'll talk a little bit about one of the sacred symbols, and then how attunements will work to move on to start practicing Reiki yourself. Again, with this session that we did today, this is my unique take on it. A lot of people don't, a lot of other practitioners don't necessarily talk during their sessions. or use crystals. That's just something that I prefer to do because I like to work with angel guides, etc. But like I said, whatever works for you, whatever feels right to you, and just trusting your intuition with that. Thanks, guys.